Hello, everyone. I'm Marie LaBrosse,
And I'm Dee Gozion.
and we're your hosts of Kaleidoscope of the Arts. And we're really excited today for a special guest. And you guessed it, we have Emanne Beasha with us today. And
Awesome.
we're really excited. And she's part of our event, Kaleidoscope of the Arts, an intoxicating evening of discovery into the arts of Northport. Hey, hey. And I'm very excited about that. But before we even go into that, we have to mention the sponsors that are going to be sponsoring not only that event, but right now that sponsor our show. So go ahead, Dee Dee.
I would like to thank Miss Wendy Namack, Namack Portfolio Investment Professionals, LLC, her website, www.namack.com, her phone number, 941-429-2911. Her email is wendy@namack.com. Wendy is the sponsor of our radio show here that we do now, and she's also a sponsor of our event coming up, the Kaleidoscope of the Arts event.
Absolutely. And without sponsors, we couldn't even have our program or even the event that we're having because it really takes a village to actually put an event
Absolutely.
on. And our sponsors for our event is Raymond James is a platinum sponsor. The other sponsors that we have that are gold sponsor is Worksite Employee Leasing, and Dee Dee actually at the Art Center use
Yes,
them.
we use
Yeah,
Worksite
yeah,
Financial
and
for our
Seaport
payroll. Yeah,
Optometry, thank you, Jesse and Annie Hicks, and they saved
thank
my
you.
eyesight. So thank you for that. And the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, thank you. And then our silver sponsors is Wendy Namick, that's going across the bottom of the screen. Freedom Rehab, I've done therapy with those people. And then also Security Alarm Corporation is another one. And we have other ones coming in, and we have a couple of $100 ones that just have come in. So, Dee Dee, thank
Yes,
you to all these sponsors that actually see the reason for the season to actually help all the nonprofits that are out there.
absolutely.
So let's talk about this event because we'll talk about how would you go and purchase tickets for this, Dee?
Well, anybody that has not gotten a ticket yet, please go on our website. It's northportartcenter.org. Tickets are $85 a seat. It includes a surf and turf dinner. It's an awesome menu. And it also includes all the entertainment from many amazing entertainers we have in our area. And a lot of artists have donated art pieces that will be auctioned off that day. Go to the northportartcenter.org and it page down on the home page and it'll say more information and buy tickets, and click on that and just fill out the blanks. It's easy as that.
And I brought it up on the screen so people can see what it looks like. And we'll kind of scroll through this and we're going to talk about the different entertainers that we do have. And we're going to bring up Iman so everybody can meet her and fall in love with her and
Absolutely.
find out what an amazing talent she is. Not only that, she's one of the sweetest kids I know. She really is.
Yes, she is.
So as we scroll down here, Dee Dee, the food is going to be excellent. It's actually filet mignon and some sort of shrimp skewered and all of that. But the most important thing here is let's talk about our entertainment here. Dee Dee, could
Yes,
you read
ma'am.
that? Can you read that?
Can I read that? Yes, I can. Starting at Northport Poetry Workshop, we have art by the Northport Art Center artists. We have Charlotte Players, the Kumpfenbergs, the Rockbox Music School and Stage, Northport High School Thespians, the Northport Symphony, the Northport Concert Band, the Northport Chorale. Common Grounds talent will be there. Tammy Renee. Tammy was on about 2 weeks ago, I believe, on our show, and she's a Christian country singer and songwriter of the year in 2021. Just awesome, beautiful voice. And today, our guest and our headliner, Emanne Beasha, America's Got Talent fame and winner of Arab Got Talent.
So, and Emanne, we have brought you up on the screen, and let me tell you, young lady, I saw you at the Gulf Coast Theater at the Military Heritage Museum a few weeks ago. And I've seen you on TV and I've seen your video, but there's nothing like seeing you in person. I was just blown away, and we want to catch up because we had you on our shows, not with Dee Dee, but Rich Suggs had you on his show, and I had you on my show several years ago. And we want to catch up because you've grown with your vocals, as you age. Are you finding your vocals are getting stronger and stronger?
They are. I mean, week by week, and they start to get a little deeper every time. And I feel like I have more control of my vocals. I've worked really hard on getting both of my ranges. And they do. Yeah, they do. A lot more than
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that you sing not only opera, you sing other genres of music, correct?
Yes, I do. I like to explore with all different types of genres. I feel like it makes chords more diverse.
And you're known to do some impromptu singing. If, in fact, I ran across one of you in Fisherman's Village, and I can bring it up on screen in a little bit, of you just randomly stopping because one of the men, and I don't know what that instrument he was playing. It was, when I bring it up, we'll take a look if you know what it's called. But and I know recently that your family moved over to Cape Canaveral from Northport, and I also know that you were over in Europe a bit doing some performances also during this pandemic, in between. Were you not?
You in Jordan, you were in Dubai.
I was in Jordan and I was in Dubai. I had
The Jordan was for the king.
The Jordan one was for the king, and then the one in Dubai was for like the Arab Fashion Council. And it was really fun, and I had a great time, and I was happy I was able to perform.
Well, when I've been doing research, because I always like to do research before I do an interview with somebody, even if I know them, I did run across some of your performances that I hadn't run across before, and some of it was over there, and the costuming was just phenomenal. What has been your largest crowd that you've performed in front of?
Do I know?
I don't know.
What are you gonna think? Give it a minute. You know?
Let's think.
Andre
Perform.
Was it the Andre one?
Andre Rieu, I think it was something 30,000. I don't know.
Like live?
Yeah, I know that. I've seen some of his performances overseas that I've seen him do, and those are massive.
Right?
Massive.
They're huge. I love that. He's such a great,
Do you get nervous, Emanne, when you perform?
Not really, unless I have to talk a lot, and then I get nervous. If it's just, I'm pretty good. So that one that I just did,
Right.
I had to talk a lot, and I got really nervous. It was really funny.
But truthfully, it was adorable because a lot of the people in the audience are grandparents too. And a lot of people you were so adorable. And then when you sang, it mesmerized the room. I mean, personally, I didn't think I was an opera fan before, but I'm a fan of Emanne because let me tell you, I get goosebumps every time I hear you sing No, because you're amazing. You really are. And your grandmother had told me a long time ago that you came out almost singing when you were born, that she knew that you had those vocals there.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we have some surprise guests here that we're going to bring up on the screen for you because you did art classes with them. And these two adore you, but I think you're a fan of theirs too. Am I correct, Emanne? Hello.
We enjoy watching you grow up, Evie.
Can we still call you EB, by the way?
Well,
What?
let's talk about how you guys all know each other.
I have to thank EB's grandmother for bringing all of the kids here, and also her cousin. She is such a fabulous person to get her kids exposed to all the different arts. So Grandma Ruffle, if you're out there, hi from me, and I miss you a great deal.
And let's remind Evie what her first week or art camp experience was like here.
By the way, EB, I'm Barry. You probably don't remember me. I was one of your art teachers here. And I can tell you the smallest crowd you ever performed in front of, it was right here. And you're going to forget all these things. I have an activity where I go around the class the first day and I ask them to say, what's something you're really good at besides art? And Evie was only like about 4 years old then, I think.
I think she was 5.
She was 5. I'm just being sarcastic, Claire. She said, and she was so shy in those days. She said, I do opera singing. And I just could hardly not start to laugh because I said to myself, no, she doesn't. But I always call somebody on that. And I said, well, can you sing some for us? Mm-hmm. And it was like going to another world. This girl had the voice of an angel, And
you belted it out.
Yeah, I was humbled. I shut my mouth for 8 hours, and that's good for me. You taught me many lessons, little girl. I'm sorry, you're a big girl now. And we love you. I have everything piece of art that you gave me. And look at this. Look at you aren't going to remember any of this.
Oh, I remember this. I like this one.
You signed it.
I did.
And oh my goodness. I cried when you gave us this.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Remember Jayla and being in the Cirque du Fantastique?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
This is congratulations, Evie here. And here's you. Look how young you are there. And there's actually golden buzzer confetti in this picture. Yeah.
You're lucky. Every time I put one in my shoe.
Oh.
That's worth more than real gold to me. It really is. So I think about you all the time.
And we also have the pottery that you made. That was right before COVID, remember?
Actually, I love making pottery. I don't do it though.
Yeah, well, come on down anytime and you can make more.
I still do art sometimes though. I haven't gotten any better. I mean, it's still pretty
You
bad.
just have to do it more, that's all.
I try. I try.
And pictures of you come up on my Facebook memories all the time. And I have missed you so much. It's so good to see your face again. And it's going to be good to see you at the event.
Good to see you guys.
You have literally, you and your brothers and your cousins have literally made my experience here more meaningful. Thank you, Evie. We love you.
Well, isn't that cute? And I'm so glad that Mr. Barry Thorne here, he's a really good artist along with his wife, Claire. And Claire's a really great artist too. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know about Emanne is she's very well-rounded. A lot of people think that maybe all of her focus is just on her singing, but I do know that you do the sports too, Emanne, don't you?
Sports are amazing. I had to take a little break off tennis for like winter break, but I have to get back to it. I do tennis, soccer, I boxed. What else? Swimming. I was on the swimming team. I did some other. I can't remember.
So you box?
I did before we moved here.
Uh-huh.
And they wanted me on the boxing team because there's not many girls who boxed. But my no, because she said she likes my nose and that she wants me to keep my nose.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Your nose might get a little twinged, a little out of shape if somebody smacks it. That's for sure. Now,
Yeah, but-
Emanne, I am able to bring up on the screen. Remember, I was talking to you about your Fisherman's Village?
No.
This is just an impromptu song of Emanne singing here. And in fact, when I start playing it, I have to mute us all because it'll get feedback. But we will do that here. Wow. Wow. And that was you just stopping by, going through Fisherman's Village in Punta Gorda and stopping by, and this man is playing this instrument, and you ended up singing with him.
I think that day, we went to meet Dr. Joyce. He's amazing. And we were having lunch, and I had a steak, and then we passed this guy. We started watching him, and then somebody in the crowd was like, "Oh, you're from here," and I was like, "Yeah." And then my mom's like, "Oh, just sing once." I'm like, "But I'm not warmed up, and I just ate steak."
Truthfully, when somebody just ate, and that's one of the things when people perform, a lot of times you don't eat before you perform, do you?
It's like 4 hours before I don't eat.
Okay.
I just have like breakfast and I kind of like not eat for the rest of the day.
Yeah, because you know that you're performing that evening. And I know a lot of times dairy will affect your vocal cords too, correct?
All right, so I have a lot of allergies, so I can't eat a lot of stuff. But I think it's just more like a mental thing. Like if I eat, then I'll feel like sick to my stomach.
Well, and like I was talking to you earlier about the nerves, because I'm going to have to speak that evening, and I go to Toastmasters, and I don't even know if you know what that means.
I know what that is.
But yeah, I'm going to learn how to talk in public. Anyhow, I get nerves. I do, and a lot of people don't think I do it because I do all this kind of things, but I do get nervous when all the eyes are on me. like right now, this is a little bit different, but when all the eyes are on you and you handle that so well, and when I see you with your hand motions, when you're out there and stretching your arms and that, where did you learn how to do that? Where did you learn how to express yourself?
I think it kind of comes naturally. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of this, but not like this in general.
Like
But
flying like a bird?
like I would constantly move my arms. So the moving arms kind of came to me naturally, but it was just more like spacing them out was the hard part, and letting them have meaning instead of just like moving my arm.
Right.
And, I don't know. I guess it just came kind of naturally, and a little bit of my mom being like, "Keep your arms beside you. Now move them up."
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, COVID had hit, and you were just starting the tour, and I always kill his name, Andre Rieu. Is that how I say his last name? Okay, and I do have a clip from there. It's not a professional one. It's somebody that had taken this, but I'd like to actually share this with people in our audience so they can hear you singing with a full orchestra. And so let's everybody enjoy this.
Has it been a long time since you've heard that?
I never listened to it.
Does it bother you to listen to it? Oh, I'm sorry. But we like listening to it.
I can never listen to myself unless it's like 5 years after, and then I'm like, okay.
This is almost 5 years.
Has it been? It's been like 2, 3. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Still
Yeah.
can't.
I should have probably asked you beforehand if you were comfortable with you watching it. And I have I have other videos that you had done. The one in the water that you're walking through the water and singing, so we can bring that up at the end. I know, Emanne, you've done a lot. You've done a lot.
I have to get over.
Now, when you choose your songs, how do you make that decision?
Sometimes the venue picks it. Like that one, he picked it. And then sometimes we just kind of have to like figure it out. Like I don't really know. It's just usually whatever I sound best at that point in time.
Do you ever have some songs that you pick out that you would really like to sing, and then it's not for the right venue or anything like that?
Quite a bit. It happens, I'll have a song that I like just learned, and it'll be like, I don't think that's right. It's a little too this or too that or too opera, classical,
Well, and I do know that you're still taking lessons with Rockbox virtually.
Every
And
Monday.
do you want to talk about your teacher and that experience doing doing your things virtual like we are right now?
Well, I have the best teacher. His name's Ray. He's awesome. He's so great. He's awesome. I'm probably a pretty bad student because I forget to play sometimes. But he's always like, "Oh no, it's fine. You're good. Just practice. Whenever you want." And he's really cool. And I've learned a lot, and now I can play properly. So we have.
No. What type of music? What are you learning from him? What is it? Instrument? Is it vocal?
A guitar.
Guitar.
Right now we're not doing like vocal lessons.
That's your bass player.
Yeah.
Oh, that was from this.
But I first learned ukulele with him, and now we move on to my guitar. I keep looking that way because my
Your guitar's right there. Go ahead, grab it.
No.
You can go ahead and grab it if you want.
You know what? I'm not warmed up, and I have nothing to play. So
No, you don't have to play. You can just hold it. You just can have it as a comfort. I do know that you used to like unicorns. Do you still have unicorns in your life?
Not really. I have, I have Uni. She's in my other little comfy area. But I do, but I wouldn't say as much. I feel like there still is like a little place in my heart that's really special for unicorns. Like great memories and stuff. But now I don't know what I even like. I just like everything.
Well, tell me a little bit about your guitar. Do you know what kind of a guitar it is and what kind of music? Because that's an acoustic guitar, isn't it?
It's a Martin, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, Martin's a really good guitar, and it's.
I forgot what it's called. But it's very pretty.
It's acoustic.
Oh, that's pretty good with the fingering in that. That's actually very good.
I don't know. I can't really even play anything. My hands are all sweaty.
Yeah, that's okay. You're not expected to. That was very impromptu, but it's a comfort thing too, isn't it? Holding the guitar.
I guess it's comfortable. But sometimes when I guitar for like way too long, what happens is it cuts off my circulation to my leg, and then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's really funny.
Now, Evie, I know that you're going to school right now. That you're doing it both ways. You're doing virtual and in person, and that's a pretty new thing for you. Do you want to talk a little bit about school?
I only go to one class at school, which is science, and I have a really great teacher. He's really awesome, and he's really supportive of all the stuff I do. But I only go to one class at my school, and the rest of the thing is homeschooled with a different curriculum. So I'm not really.
Yeah, so your mom does the homeschooling with you, or do you do it virtual? Yeah, and when you're, And I do realize that you're a better student, because I want to do a shout out to all the parents out in the world doing the arts, no matter whether it's performing arts, virtual arts, or any literary arts. Arts actually help you better in school, and it's a proven fact that people that are involved in the arts do better at school. Science, math, technology, engineering, and that everything that evolves in life is always surrounded by the arts. If we're looking at the screen right now, if you look at the background, looking at the clothing that we all are wearing, that's a piece of art. So, with that being said, hey Barry, you're an
Yes.
artist with doing wearable hats and different things like that. What do you think that is maybe a shout out to the kids? And I know Claire and you do. In fact, I'll bring those two guys over here. You two people actually work with the children at the Northport Arts Center, and you work with kids a lot. Talk to us about the importance of being involved in the arts. And like Evie, she does a lot of different types of arts, and she does the performing arts, but she also has done visual arts. So talk to our audience, and just let's talk a little bit about how the importance is in actually shaping a person's life.
We see it all the time here, Marie, that how it benefits children. Art teaches you how to handle disappointment. Art teaches you how to pace yourself. It teaches you decision making and problem solving. I often say that all the art lessons that I find are true actually are life lessons. For example, in art and life, just because something didn't turn out the way you thought it should doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, and talking about that, I'm going to bring Evie back up on the screen here. Because you've lived art all your life, that you're actually conscious about the art that you've been involved in, and that from your own perspective, how do you feel art has touched your lives, the lives of your family, and what do you see when you go to school? And that, I don't know how it is over there, but a lot of times art's been taken out of the school's curriculum. How, and I know this is older, probably a question that you may not have been prepared for, but how do you feel, Evie, as a younger person that is in the arts, and that, how do you think you see it in the world?
I feel like if you have an artistic outlet that you can express your feelings in, even if you're like a doctor and you do something artistic, it's a great way to
and I'm glad that you said that, because Dr. Joyce is, do you know who he is? I don't know. Do you? Oh yeah, he's one of your friends. He's one of your friends.
He's so cool.
He is actually going to be performing that evening also, and he's in the concert band, and they're doing a Dixieland type band, and he came to see you at the Gulf Theater, and he and I were talking outside of there, and he didn't realize the event that he was just solicited through the concert band was the event that you're going to be at, and it's the same event. And he's a doctor, and a lot of people there's another doctor here locally, and he loves acting. So he does as much acting as he does, but he is a plastic surgeon. And when you look at people, they may start out in the arts, and that they have a love of the art, but they go into another career. And one of the things I think that we find, and I know that Dee Dee and some of the other people, hello Dee Dee, find, and I think Barry has found that too, because Barry was a history teacher for a living, as a real, did you know that, Emanne? No, he was actually, what he did for a career. And one of the things that we find is a lot of people that have other careers, really love the arts, and as they retire in that, they get back into the arts because they have the time to do that. And I think you'll find that, and that's true about Dr. Joyce, correct? And
Mhm.
you've known him a long, long time, and I know your mom Megan's there. And you know, how did you really develop your voice through the years? Because I know that you were taking lessons in that, but I understand you're natural too.
I mean, I didn't start taking lessons until after Arab's Got Talent, and then I took lessons in Dubai with my amazing vocal coach, Lisa Hugo. She's awesome, and she works with a lot of people. And then I just think performance by performance, I was able to, think back to the moment and be like, next time I'm going to fix that. And, just constantly, like, exploring my range and, like, different noises I can make. And, sounds weird, but, like, seeing, like, different ways, like, you can, like, form your, like, mouthful shape or, or, like, scrunching your nose to lift your palate to do this.
Mm.
I think it's just more like the more I explore, the better I get. There's a lot more to be done.
How did you learn how to sing from your diaphragm?
My vocal coach.
Your vocal coach, because that is so critical when a person is a singer, correct?
Very. If you don't sing from your diaphragm, you could like damage your vocal cords like really, really terribly and not be able to sing, which would be terrible. And, before that, I kind of sang from my diaphragm, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And then my vocal coach taught me, like, all these different techniques. Use your diaphragm, and it's, like, it gave me abs, though, so.
Did it? So explain to me, because I don't know how to do that, and I cannot carry a tune. If you heard me sing, you would leave the room. In fact, you'd run. But how do you control your diaphragm? I mean, what's a technique that you could share with us?
Give me a minute, because I'm pretty bad at teaching. That's what my mom says. I'm a bad teacher. If you like tense your abs or your abdomen, and like try to tense the place in between your lungs and your stomach, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go like, ho, like if you like, it's like,
Yeah, go like that. Okay.
mm-hmm. Do you feel like that diaphragm like working a little?
Okay, and the diaphragm's between your rib, up on the top here, and between your stomach.
You know where it is. Someone told me where it was, but I forgot. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's in there. So it's learning how to do that, and then the breathing technique. When you do the breathing technique, because you have such a range with your vocals, a lot of that, and it's being able to hold those notes too. Correct?
Yeah, I feel like breathing was one of the hardest things for me because I used to gasp like that a lot. But again, it's your diaphragm. You gotta breathe from like your diaphragm. Imagine like you're filling up a balloon in your stomach. Like you shouldn't be breathing up. You should be breathing out. Babies, they breathe from their stomach too.
And I didn't know that. And I know that a lot of times people hold their breath. A lot of times, even getting into a car, it's a very non-conscious thing that we all do, that we get up and not breathe as you're just getting into the car. And we have to be conscious sometimes of taking that breath. And what you're talking about with the breathing and that, learning that control, I think too that makes you a better singer, doesn't it?
It does. You're definitely having,
the control over.
Definitely helps because if I'm singing like da 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 and I breathe like that, it makes the sound not as like enjoyable. If I go like da 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 and then start singing, it's less like disconcerting.
Right. It's not distracting when you do that. If you go back and look to some people when they do sing and they take that great big In fact, when I edit shows, I catch some people that were doing the interview with that do that while they're talking, including myself. But I do, yeah, I do catch that when people do. That's a natural thing when you're talking. You go and you take a breath. But I think when you're conscious, when and you're trained, and here's another thing with the training, it becomes a habit. But you have to do it over and over again, so it's just automatic in your mind what to do. Am I correct in that, Miss Emanne?
I mean, I should breathe from my diaphragm more, but sometimes I do have to like really remind myself. Even if I like remind myself 1 second ago, it still like gets you because your natural like your body wants to breathe the other way. Like your body wants to breathe this way, like that way, but gotta breathe the other way. Because first of all, it lets me hold notes longer, and I don't know exactly. But I do get caught off guard even when I'm performing. I will sometimes be like that.
Oh, well, you'll catch yourself while you're performing, and you'll catch yourself doing that.
Usually
No.
my mom.
No, your mom gives you the finger. Well, I should. We'll be on the radio when I said that. That might have came out wrong, but yeah. And the mothers know how to give the look, right, Megan? We know how to give that look.
She does. I'll be singing sometimes, and she'll be like, be like, what did I pay for all those lessons? You know, get everything. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Probably.
It's quite easy to forget everything that everybody says.
No, what grade? What grade are you considered in right now?
8th.
8th. You had to stop and think. Now, do you have any aspirations right now, because COVID is on the rise again? Do you have any aspirations or any events besides our Kaleidoscope of Arts that are coming up that you'd like to share with the world?
I think I do. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about any of them.
Okay.
Though, a lot of my events, I don't really. I mean, my mom usually does all that stuff, so like all the like talking, and then she tells me a couple weeks before, or even like a week before, sometimes.
That's good.
So I don't really know that right now.
Well, your mother's a good mother, and I'm going to say this because I know your mom, and I've seen stage parents, and I've seen other type of parents that their children are on stage, but they're not stage parents. Your mother is not a stage parent, and I really know the difference because I used to. I developed a program for kids, and I've seen both different types of parents. And one of the things is your mom is very open to letting you try new things, but she also keeps people so you don't get taken advantage of. I should say it like that. And I'm proud of what your mom has accomplished, because it's really, really hard. This industry is hard.
Yeah, the industry is quite tough. We've seen a lot of it, but I haven't seen all of it, you know. And I wouldn't be able to do without my mom.
Yeah.
Kind of like we do everything together. We're like, she's definitely she's my best friend. Sorry.
You know, that is wonderful. Megan, that is such a compliment coming from your daughter.
No, I think she's a better best friend. She's probably in the relationship. But without my mom, I wouldn't be able to sing. I wouldn't be able to, perform. I wouldn't be able to meet all these great people and do all these things. And, if I had any other mom, I don't know if it'd be the same. I don't know. My mom's great.
And let's hope you never have that happen in life. And that seriously, that is very nice to hear, because so many kids are not appreciative of their parents today, and the sacrifices some parents have to do for their children. And I know that you have 2 brothers, and you're not the only focus of her life. and you have a dad, and there's a lot of things that do go on in family dynamics and that. Now, Emanne, what are you thinking about the future now? I mean, do you have in the back of your mind, because you're taking a class of science in science, do you plan on going off and getting a degree even though you pursue
Definitely.
yeah. So what do you have an idea now?
I want to be a dermatologist.
A what?
A dermatologist. I really love
A
that.
dermatologist. Yeah, and you have nice skin. Now, also, can you talk about you were a representative of was it Feed the Children?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Well, based off the name, Feed the Children. How am I supposed to explain this without sounding like an
You were chosen to represent Feed the Children.
Austin Bacon, like kids in the U.S. and all around the world. I was really lucky to be able to work with them, and they're really great. I went to their
No. Are you still their representative?
am I? I'll have to ask my mom.
You'll have to ask your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to know that people realize too out there that you are considered like a celebrity, and that you've taken that. I know, don't get embarrassed, but you've taken that celebrity status and done good with it. Feed the children. There's a lot of people, a lot of children in this world that go to bed hungry. And a lot of people don't realize, here in the United States, we do have that too. And a lot of people don't realize how many people are in that poverty level. And even if they get, I think it's food stamps that they call it now, or they get the debit card, it doesn't cover all their groceries. It doesn't cover everything. And a lot of times, and that's why sometimes they buy the foods that aren't the best, the high carbs and that, because they're a lot less expensive than filler foods, right? And I know you're a healthy eater and you have to be careful because of your allergies. Now, how has that allergy affected you with singing? Because do you get flare-ups?
No, not really, because I know what I'm not allowed to eat and what I can't eat. And, I think it actually has helped me, because most people should not be having dairy in general. I mean, my dad, my brothers, my mom, they all shouldn't drink dairy because, it does make them, in their separate ways, it does not help. My especially dad, but he loves it so much. And he shouldn't be eating either, which I can't eat. But I feel like it helps me because it makes me more aware what I'm putting into my body. And I think if I didn't have the allergies, I wouldn't understand food as much as I do now. I mean, I do cook for myself every meal because I really love cooking.
Do you?
I do.
No.
I love.
You love to cook. And actually, one of your other interviews, I ran across that you do like to cook. And you know what? That's good for your mom.
I mean, she still cooks for my brothers, but sometimes I do. I think she doesn't enjoy it as much as I do. And that's my brother's second mother sometimes.
Yeah. You're lucky I'm not your mother because I don't like to cook at all. You be making all your meals.
She's like, I'd rather do anything but cooking. And I really like cooking, especially for myself and for my brothers.
Megan, I'm with you. I am not the culinary connoisseur as my kids can all cook. And I think that's because I was terrible at it. Now, Barry and Claire, you're sitting there very, very quiet, and you can go ahead and talk. And who cooks in your family?
Barry.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before.
Yeah, because there's some of us, and there's another, what do you call? Yeah, we're expected as women. Oh, what does that say, Barry? Let me see. I'm
kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah, you sure?
In the kitchen.
Oh, you are, huh?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't.
I cook gourmet meals for my dog even.
Oh, you should
Oh,
cook
yeah.
Exactly.
food
For
now.
your dog, even. Oh,
Oh
wow.
sure,
Because nothing goes to waste. He uses everything.
in proper portions. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we're so looking forward to Emanne being back and singing for everybody, because I don't think Claire and Barry, even though she sang for you when she was like 5 years old, have you ever heard her sing in person since then?
No,
You
I
saw her on
think
AGT,
yeah, on
but
television.
in person,
Yeah.
it's a whole different experience. And Isaac James from the Military Heritage Museum Gulf Theater is accompanying her that evening.
Yay, I love Ray.
Yay. Yeah, he was going to try to sneak in the show, but he was busy, so he couldn't join us. But he was just stay on after we're done with the show. I have to talk to you guys. But just for everybody out there, please, please, please go to the northportartcenter.org and buy tickets for the amazing evening, Kaleidoscope of the Arts, an intoxicating evening of discovery into the arts of Northport. And with that, we will be seeing Emanne and all the other talented artists that will be performing that evening. And Emanne, if you have ever seen anything, what are you doing? Number one? What
No,
are you
he's
doing?
pointing at Emanne.
Oh, okay, we couldn't tell.
Well, that might not be true on everyone else's screen, honey.
Well, they're not.
Yeah. So, Emanne, thank you so much for joining us today. Megan, thank you so much for arranging this for us with Emanne. And I'm Marie LaBrosse, and Dee Dee's muted. And Claire M. Barry are our special guest today, joining us with Emanne. And we will be seeing everybody, hopefully, January 15th at the Plantations Golf and Country Club. And that's in Venice, because Northport doesn't have a venue large enough for the event that we're having. So we
Not
have
yet.
to have it up there. And please join us. You won't be sad or sorry that you know what, you may be sad if you don't come.
It maybe sad.
You'll be really sorry that you don't come. So please join us. And thank you again for listening to Kaleidoscope of the Arts. This is Marie LaBrosse,
Dee Dee Gozion.
Emanne Beasha, Claire and Barry saying goodbye for now, and see you again next week.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.